On behalf of Team 3, good day everyone. As the Bidas of the week, we were tasked to report and explain Lesson 2, which is about the learning principles on development, social and individual differences. So the first of the 5 principles is, as individuals develop, there are different opportunities and constraints for learning. So let us know more about the first principle. Learning is most effective when differential development within and across physical, intellectual, emotional, and social domains is taken into account. It says here that for learning to become effective, teachers must recognize and consider that every learner undergoes developmental stages in life, may it be in their physical, intellectual, emotional, and social aspects of life. Being knowledgeable about those developmental stages, the teacher now takes it as an opportunity to make or design learning activities, materials, and assessment that would match to the learner's current stage. No, like for example, the preschool pupils should be thought of lessons appropriate to their developmental stage. Like for example, they should be learning ABCs and counting 1 to 3s. No, you cannot expect them to learn or to understand geometry, algebra, trigonometry, and other stuff, no, in their stage. No, those are for higher developmental stages. No. Before teaching them those or introducing them to those, you should first introduce them to the basics. No, since they are preschool pupils, you should first teach them the basics, like learning ABCs and counting 1 to 3s. No, they should not be thought of lessons not suitable for their stage. So teacher isn't the only one who should be expected to be knowledgeable of the learner's developmental stages. Guidance counselor, parents, family, and administrators are also expected to be knowledgeable on those. It should be a collaborative effort between and among teachers and other professionals to find opportunity for learning to be effective in various developmental stages of learners. So as the old saying goes, it takes a whole village to raise a child.
The second principle is learning is influenced by social interactions, interpersonal relations, and communication with others. Collaboration is a 21st century skill. All learners should learn the skill of working with others in an instructional setting. This ability will prepare them for the real world where they are expected to interact effectively to a community of diverse people. Collaborative skills encompass social interactions, interpersonal relations, and communication. Examples of situations where collaborative skills can be developed are group works, group dynamics, as well as group tasks. It says here, learning activities in the classroom should offer opportunities for such collaborative skills. When learners work with their peers and classmates, they learn to appreciate and respect diversity. They also practice their listening skills and at the same time consider each other's perspectives and contributions on the task to be completed.
This is the third principles under development and social factors, which is learners have different strategies, approaches, and capabilities for learning that are a function of prior experience and heredity. Diversity is a natural part of life, which is pinapahiwatig kung ano ang nakapalibot sa iyo. Each learner has his or her learning style, intelligence, potential, skills, talents, learning preferences, as well as cognitive abilities, which are the effects of both experience and heredity. Which is pinapakita natin kung papaano natin gagamitin ang ating kakayahan at kaalaman sa mga bagay na dapat nating ipamalas. Like our situation now, that we are in a new normal class kung saan we show our creative and responsible way to learn. We, the future educator, show how to teach the students on how they adapt their learning, which we talk up what they learn so that we can improve our kind of teaching. Current trends in teaching encourage teachers to apply concepts on multicultural teaching, differential instruction or DI, and universal design for learning or UDL. Dito pinapakita kung paano sinusuportahan ang ating mga guro ang kanilang mga estudyante kung ano ang nakasanayan nila gaya na lamang sa mga kultura kung saan pinapakita nila ang respeto sa isa't isa at pinapakita din nila kung gaano at paano nila gawa ng paraan para matuto ang mga estudyante.
We'll be discussing subtopic number 4 of lesson 2. Learning is most effective when differences in learners' linguistic, cultural, and social backgrounds are taken into account. Multicultural teachings encourages teachers to consider the learners' linguistic, the cultural, and social backgrounds. Culture makes one person distinct from other people. Students manifest differences in language, the values, belief systems, and way of life. An inclusive classroom is one that welcomes and respects these differences, which are incorporated into the learning activities. They are also used as actual examples of concepts presented during discussions. Students do not feel discriminated upon and ridiculed because of their uniqueness as an individual. When each learner feels valued, accepted, and appreciated for what he or she is, this affirmation contributes to a positive learning environment. This is my explanation. When we say linguistic, it is the scientific study of language. When we say cultural, it is relating to the ideas, the customs, and the social behavior of a society. As a teacher to learner, it is very important to learn about where the students came from so that it will be easy for each individual to learn. A teacher should support all the learners' needs, their capacities, their experiences, and above all, their interests. It includes learning more about their culture, the language, the values, the families, and the environment. Teachers could help and support students' learning development from the classroom and to have a partnership with parents at home. As a practitioner, you should have an important role for your students, for them to be able to have the confidence in expressing their feelings, giving them a chance to engage, to explore, and to learn good things from their environment. A teacher should be sensitive and a good role model for them. Know your students' flaws, their weaknesses, and strengths. Teachers should also consider the cultural elements like customs, the dress, the laws, the architectural style, the social standards, the religious, the beliefs, and the traditions, especially of your learners. There should be an equality for all so that learning will be most effective.
Today, we will discuss the subtopic number 5, which is the setting appropriately high and challenging standards and assessing the learner as well as the learning progress, including diagnostic, process, outcome assessment are integral parts of learning process. Assessment and evaluation are essential parts of the teaching and learning process. The results of assessments conducted are used to gauge the learner's strengths, weaknesses, limitations, and areas of difficulties. Teachers can also determine what kind of support and scaffold the learners need. This process also includes knowing which instructional material would best assess a learner for better school performance. Assessment should be an ongoing process, whether it was formative or summative. Result should be used as a means of improving the teacher's strategies and techniques in teaching. Assessment, therefore, is for both teacher and learner. Okay, guys, can you still remember during your high school days that mostly of your teachers always conduct a pre-test before the lesson proper? So, do you think that pre-test has no purpose? No, guys, you're thinking wrong, because those pre-tests can determine the background knowledge of the learner and as well as the teacher on how he will deliver her lessons for the betterment of the learning process. So that's why, as a future educator, you have always to look the learner's capability on how they will understand your lesson well, and you will always have to consider the learner's capacity to learn.
Saturday.